Welcome to Bible Time with Aunt Kat, where we talk about real people who we read about in God's Word, the Bible. All of His Word is true because God cannot lie. First, I know my eye looks bad, but it's really fine. This week's Bible Time is a little different. It comes as a request from one of our young viewers who wants to know, why do bad things happen to good people? Let's say you're a piece of pottery sitting on a shelf. Someone throws something and cracked you. You didn't do anything wrong, but now you're useless, ugly, and broken. But in Japan, when a dish or pottery is broken, they repair it with gold. They take what is broken and make it useful and more beautiful than before with a method called kintsugi. And here is an example we made. You can see the cracks in the pot. And then here is where we repaired the pot with gold. But let me show you what the real thing looks like. Whoops. Sorry about that. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. Over here's all these pieces just broken. Looks like it's just worth throwing in the trash. But they took it and they didn't glue it together. They golded it together, didn't they? They did. They put it together with gold. And now it's not only useful again, it's beautiful, and it can be used again for the purpose that it was intended, but it's also beautiful. So that may not sound like it has anything to do with what we're talking about, but we'll come back to this later, and it will all make sense. When God created Adam and Eve, He gave them choices because He is a loving God. God could have created Adam and Eve as robots, but God did not want a bunch of robots running around performing His commands at the push of a button. No, He wanted humans that He could love and that would love and respect Him in return. We're made in God's image, so we couldn't be made as robots. The only way God could have humans that could love Him in that way was for Him to give us the freedom to choose. And that includes the freedom to choose the right thing or the wrong thing. We always want an answer as to why bad things happen, but honestly, some things just happen for no reason. Why did I get pneumonia and you didn't? Why was my friend's house flooded from the rains and my house wasn't? Why did a tornado destroy a town nearby and not touch our town? When something bad happens, we often ask, did I do something wrong to deserve this? Is God mad at me? But the truth is, bad things happen to good people and to bad people. Jesus said so in Matthew 5, verse 45. He said that God sends sunshine and rain on the evil and the good. Both good and bad happen to everyone. But when an innocent person suffers, it does seem unfair. Just look at Joseph in the book of Genesis. Joseph was a good young man, but his brothers hated him, and they sold him to traders, and he was taken to Egypt. He was put in jail for something he did not do. He didn't deserve what happened to him, but God blessed him and made him second in command to Pharaoh. He had all the power of anyone in the country only to Pharaoh. And God used him to save many people during the famine. He even used Joseph to help fulfill his promise to Abraham that he would multiply Abraham's descendants as the stars of heaven. Joseph recognized that it all turned out for good. He told his brothers, "You planned evil against me. God planned it for good to bring about the present result, the survival of many people." One thing I want you to understand is that all evil comes from Satan, not God. God is so good, he would never wish bad things. He would never design them. He would never force them. But remember that Japanese pottery? When bad things do happen, God is so good. He can pick up the broken pieces of our lives and make useful what is useless. He can complete what is broken in us and make it more beautiful than it was before. This is what happens when we trust him to help us through these things. We become stronger in our faith, more beautiful to him, and more useful to him. For example, if you're bullied or upset at seeing others bullied, it can make you have more empathy for others and draw you closer to the ones who need you the most. Or if someone is speeding and hit your car and you wind up with a broken leg, now you can't play ball with your team. But you notice another kid over there watching the game all alone, and he's in a wheelchair. You begin to talk. Now you wind up making good friends. God has taken something bad like your broken leg and turned it into something good, like a new good friend. That's someone who needed a friend. So we're going to remember Joseph in times of these troubles, and we're going to learn this verse. Genesis 50, verse 20. You planned evil against me. God planned it for good to bring about the present result, the survival of many people. And we're going to sing it to the tune of The Wheels on the Bus. And I'm going to try to not get choked up and cough. You planned evil against me, God planned it for good to bring about the present result, the survival of many people. Genesis 50, verse 20. Again, you planned evil against me, God planned it for good to bring about the present result, the survival of many people. Genesis 50, verse 20. One more time, sing it loud. You planned evil against me, God planned it for good to bring about the present result, the survival of many people. Genesis 50, verse 20. I've got a challenge for you this week. Look for someone who's having a really bad day and help them have a better one. And next week, just imagine if the walls of Jericho could talk. We're going to try next week. And don't forget to make your own Bible time every day.